just didn't feel like it was right. That's why I always say it's ready. He was actually ready, but and then actually last minute songs came like big thing of the last minute song. Wow. What a good was the last minute song.
You ask me where I get all my energy from. From the stage to the studio and to my desk. I am the energy god. And you can be one too.
You're listening to Adeshokwe Live, the Afrobeats podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's Adeshokwe Live today, aka Shops You Do, the Afrobeats podcast, live in the middle of nowhere, where I'm catching up with one of the superstars out of Lagos, Nigeria, on the One Love Afrobeats cruise. My brother, super producer, super artist, superstar, Young John! Tiki! Bro, listen,
Thanks for having me, though.
first of all, I'm so happy to finally sit down with you. I know you've been all over the place. How are you feeling, especially over the last 2 months that you dropped your own individual project?
I mean, I feel good. I can't lie. Like, first of all, to even be in this, releasing my own music. First of all, that I feel like it's a huge blessing for me and it's a huge step for me. So on top of that, dropping my first debut album is a even much bigger step, and I feel blessed. I won't be lying.
Listen, in our culture, you have been a historical hit maker. Like, Young John as a producer deserves iconic, legendary status. You did that for a long time. I want to speak about you as a producer. Where did that start? How did that start?
All right, so it started way back. I kind of initially was just doing production for fun. I used to rap with my brothers when we were young in secondary school. So we needed beats. We used to be rap battles, so we needed beats. So one of my guys showed me 15 loops. I picked it up and I was practicing, and it was like, I hope it was fun. But then I came to Ibadan. Then it was a thing, then I started going to the studio because we wanted to record our own music. But after that, they went to school. My other brother went to school. Because we went to school, I just went to Lagos, So I went to Lagos. I was in the studio, Eat Factory. Shout out to Eat Factory. He used to let us stay in the studio, sleep in the studio, eat in the studio, make music in the studio. Proper studio, but we were living there. So that's where Olamide used to come and record.
Wow.
That's where he recorded his story first album when he left Coded Tunes.
Yeah.
First of all one with Fuse. And yeah, we met there and kind of started working.
How old were you then?
I think I was about 16.
Damn.
Something like that.
So your first meeting with Olamide at that 16, and he gave you an opportunity to produce on his important album because he had just left.
So at that point where we met, we worked for a lot. Before staying for the girls, we were working for a couple of.
Yeah.
But it was working with Fuse. I would come to the studio, hang with them, until later. Well, one day we just kind of hit it and I played something for him. And then he went back from coming to home. Then I played something else for him.
Yeah.
That's when he recorded Story for the girls.
Crazy.
Put it out.
Listen, from that moment, Young John as a sound on beats became a staple for hit records, especially with Olamide. How was that relationship working with Olamide, creating hit records? What was it like in the studio with that guy?
Nah, it was a big vibe. I won't lie. I feel like I picked up a very important trait from him, which is hard work. His work rate is crazy. So I think I picked that up from him because I always be recording. Everybody you just record, you don't drop out, you just but I feel like that's one thing that he soaked up in me because when I used to work with him as a producer, we are always working. Whether we are putting on the song or not, we are working. When we are chilling, we are working, everything, so it's kind of deep rooted in me right now. So yeah, shout out to Olamide.
Do you know the interesting thing? When I speak to the label, shout out Chocolate City, I'm like, where's this Young John project? When they said Young John had everybody on choke, you say it's ready, you take it back, it's not ready. You say it's ready. What was it that made you? Are you like a perfectionist? Well, talk to me about that.
It's not even about being a perfectionist because I believe nothing can really be perfect. Regardless of anything. It was more about right timing for me. The project was supposed to be out last week, but I was on the road a lot. Then I just didn't feel like it was the right time. I still feel like there were some songs that I just didn't feel like it was right. That's why I always say it's ready. It was actually ready, but and then actually last minute songs came like Big Thing was the last minute song.
Wow.
What a Good was the last minute song.
Wait.
So I'm like, okay, the wait was worth it.
Pot of Gold has a line in it that resonates with you. A producer to what later one corny.
Yeah.
Basically a producer that later now picked up the microphone.
Yeah.
What was that moment when you decided that you wanted to be a singer, not just producing hits for over 10 years?
So a lot of things that have happened in my life have been undone. Just like music production and So same thing with recording music. Shout out to my mom. I lost my mom 2018. So when this happened, like I kind of like just like my energy, everything was just drained. So that's when I didn't produce so much. Like I just took
That was a
step
quiet time.
Yeah, I just took a step back because I wasn't in that space no more. I wasn't going for my sections. I wasn't turning up for anything. I would have a section, I would just turn up because I wasn't really in that space. So like 1 year down the lane, 2 years down the lane, I had so much unreleased music on my system. Like music just lying down on my laptop. And my guys be like, you need to drop this thing. Say they produce, they call you for studio, you don't go studio. But I drop song. That's not like PPI. And I drop one of the songs. And like the reception from people was like good. And I was like, oh okay. But I wasn't taking it serious, I was just like doing like a chill thing. Till I met this young man,
Wow.
my manager, then she was like, she heard some of my records and I was like, no, you need to take it serious. I'm like, man, I'm just doing it for the vibes, alright? Because like I'm a producer,
So you have to vibe on some of those beats.
you understand. I wasn't really like. She was like, no, you need to take this thing serious. I wasn't in Nigeria at the moment. She dragged me back and like, we need to take this thing serious. Drop this song, and then we did everything. Then we dropped that down. And after we dropped that down, everything just.
And that was where the remix was what David O.
Yeah, David liked the song. Then we did the remix, and after that remix, shout out to David O. After that remix, everything just turned up and.
So as a producer that has hit catalogs, obviously there's so many opportunities for you in the music business.
Yeah.
But you decided to go with Chocolate City as an artist.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that decision.
So once again, shout out to Chocolate City. At the time when I was about to start taking my music serious, I was like, I think I've been in the music business for a long time.
Facts.
To be able to tell myself the truth.
Facts.
So I need to like, most times when God is trying to remove you, he needs to break you down.
Facts.
So I needed to like, because I was always telling myself that why would I sign to a label after all these things, like young John, you can't respond. I'm like, okay, if you don't want to take this thing serious, put all of that down. It was like I was self-taking myself, and I actually did. I put that down. I weighed my options, and I felt like that was the best option for me at the time because I had a couple other options to like listen to my music.
Yeah.
I did that by the direction of the Holy Spirit.
Now, your debut album, Incredible Records, in my opinion, for now, 2024, that's definitely my favorite album that has come out. Fantastic collaboration on Sean Paul, you've got Yale V's, the list goes on, Kizz Daniel, Sheyi Vibes, the list goes on. Talk to me about your idea for that album. What did you want that album to do? How did you put it together? What story were you telling?
Yeah, so from the title alone, Jiggy Forever, like I feel like it's direct, like the meaning is direct.
Yes.
Jiggy is a mentality, a lifestyle. Like I'm jiggy. I like to always be like
Stay fresh.
jiggy, still stuff, nothing can weigh me down. I'm always happy regardless of what's going on in my life. Sometimes you might see me like, but yes, normal, but regardless of what's going on in my life, I believe you have to always stay jiggy.
Facts.
So that's basically what the album is, Jiggy Forever, because I'm gonna be jiggy forever.
Listen, Big Things is one of the big records right now out of that album. You said it was a last minute record. How did that come about? What were you with Big Things? How that thing happened?
So basically, actually, I was in the studio, went back and forth on the mix, like we were trying to mix, this back and forth, and then Willis is my guy, we've done a producer, Hasta La Vista, last time back in the day. Then we're talking, one thing led to another thing, I was just like, send me a bit, like something really energetic, and and it was like, he has the perfect, like he replied me, it was like, he has the perfect beat for me, sending me something now.
No way.
Yeah, but he said he already gave it to one artist too, but they never turned
Turn up.
Say, get the beats. I sent me the beats. I recorded that same day.
Wow.
That same day, and I sent it back to him. He was like, "Wait,
That's the record.
yeah."
You also have a good relationship with Kizz Daniel.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that relationship and how that initially kick-started and how it's continued to go.
Daniel, shout out to Kizz Daniel. He's a great guy. Like our relationship started like years ago. Like when I was a producer, I worked with him on his album, debut album.
No way.
You know, yeah.
That's 2016.
Yeah, I produced Mama for Kizz Daniel.
No, talk to me, oh mama, oh, young Joe. Oh, long about.
So we go way back like that. And he's a great guy. I won't gonna lie. He's one of the few people that I've maintained a relationship with over the years. And you know, like great guy.
You've seen a lot of relationships in this industry, especially being a producer,
Yeah.
coming from the time when producers didn't get their credits to now eventually getting credit and then getting paid. What's the music business like for you? How have you maintained yourself? What are the dynamics?
So I feel like apart from like me coming from the kind of background I come from,
Yes.
my parents and everything, kind of like the exposure, because they kind of make sure we're very exposed, you know. And then coming to Lagos and blending myself with, you know, I had to like I blend myself with boys like this too. So like putting that together, I think kind of really helped me to like have a taste of the good world, so I can like balance it in the business of things, you know. So I try to do business as business, but also try to use that street friendship to like just set a balance between everything. But it's a delicate business.
Facts, facts. And where did you grow up originally?
Yeah, so I think a bit of everywhere because my dad is a pastor,
Okay.
a missionary. So like I started in Ibadan, then we moved to Sugar State, then we came back to Ibadan. But so they were all over the place. But that was when I left. I just left and went to Lagos. Like,
Enjoyed it. At a young age, what was the family thinking at that time? Because I'm guessing you were around 16 at this time when you went to Lagos.
So basically, yeah, like I was with my elder brother. We used to grab together before he went
to school.
and we used to meet one of our cousins in Ibadan. So like that was the excuse. We always go there. I'll be like, I'm coming in 2 days.
Yeah.
I'm coming in like 2 weeks. And okay, I'm coming 2 weeks. I'm coming like 3 months. Before you knew,
Now you're touring Europe, not only promoting your album, doing press, you've been to Paris, all over this place, but you're also performing on stages. And now we're on a boat in the middle of nowhere, One Love Afrobeats cruise. What has your experience been getting on stage, from being a producer behind the scenes that people just heard his name, to now us hearing your voice on records, to now eventually seeing you on stages in the world? What's that change like for you?
I mean, I wouldn't lie, it's been crazy because, like, I mean, initially, I feel like initially it was hard. Though I never like to admit anything is hard. But it's one thing about me, like, I might not be a fast learner, but I'm a good learner. You know, so I take my time. And when I learn, like, so I'm taking my time. You know, gradually. I feel like it's been 3 years now, and I see the work, I see the improvement, and I'm really happy to be like at this stage right now. You know, like this crazy from behind the scenes to now, like performing on stage and everything. So yeah, it's a journey, and I know where it's going. It's equal, like,
You told me that there's still some more videos to
Yeah.
drop. What we're expecting, yes, this album we're still enjoying it, but it looks like you might even stretch it and add a couple situations to that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah,
yet,
yeah.
But there's definitely gonna be a stretch to that album. You know, the album I already have like a couple videos ready. You know?
Yeah.
So right after that, we are going into the next phase. Sharp. So taking my time.
Listen, my brother, it's a pleasure to see your growth. I'm a massive fan of yours. I think you're one of the most incredible ambassadors for us. You've created a sound that we've loved for over a decade, and now I'm happy that you're finally enjoying the fruits as an artist. Before you go, who are some of the producers? Let's name like 4 producers in Afrobeats that you're like, these guys are crazy.
Shout out to J-Tunes. Shout out to Majesty. Shout out to Rage. Shout out to Blaze. Shout out to Willis. Shout out to P Prime. Shout out to Dels, bad guy. You know, shout out to everybody that is doing amazing work. You know, I may not be able to remember everything now, and I know I'm probably gonna feel bad when I want to say I said animation.
You've already done what a real producer does. You've mentioned more than 4. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for my brother.
Chigi!
Chigi! Oh, John! I appreciate it, man.
The Afrobeats Podcast.